I spent over 1,000 hours inside Claude, and I use it almost every single day to build AI tools, automate my life, and get more productive. Most people using Claude right now are barely scratching the surface and they don't know. If this is how you use Claude, you open it, type a question, and get an answer. I need you to stay with me for the next few minutes. Now imagine a 6-story building. Every floor is fully built. Each floor has an entirely different and amazing adventure. And almost every single person using Claude right now is standing outside the front door of the first floor, not even knowing the other floors exist. There are 6 ways to use Claude. Most people have only found one, and the gap between someone who knows the first floor and someone who knows all 6, the gap is not small. Today, I'm walking you through all 6 floors, what they are genuinely built for, and exactly which one you should step into first based on where you are right now. Let's start with the floor you already know, Claude Chat. I call it the thinker. You have used Claude Chat. You go to claude.ai, you type something, you get something back. It works on your browser, your phone, and your desktop. Same Claude, same conversation. And if this is all you've been doing, you are not wrong. This is the foundation, but most people are using it wrong. Let's take for instance, you open Claude and you type, write me a LinkedIn post about productivity. What comes back is a paragraph so empty it could have been written for anyone on earth, because it basically was. However, you can do this instead. You give Claude your role, you give it your actual problem, you attach your rough draft, and you tell it, push back on what's weak, sharpen what's real, and find me something I haven't thought of yet. Now, you are not asking Claude to write for you, you are thinking with it, and this is the game changer. Chat is your thinking partner. Bring it a mess, let it help you find the clarity. But what if I want to give it real context from my life, like connecting it to my drive, my email, and all? That's exactly the problem that the executor solves. Claude Cowork. This one changed my week, and I don't say that lightly. Claude Cowork is a desktop app available on Mac, Windows, and on Claude's paid plan. In chats, Claude talks to you about your files, but in Cowork, Claude works on your files. You give it a task and it opens your folder, read your documents, edits them, creates new ones, saves the outputs, all on your actual drive. This is not just a chat window anymore. This is closer to you having someone sitting at your desk doing the work while you go do something more important. Okay, now picture this. You have 40 emails waiting for you on Monday morning. Instead of sitting there for an hour going through your inbox, you just tell Cowork, go through my inbox and find the messages that need a response today. Draft those responses for me. Then you come back after the draft are sitting there, and that word review matters a lot. Always keep yourself in the loop on anything irreversible. Cowork does the heavy lifting. You make the final call. That's not a limitation. That's just the right way to use any powerful tool. Cowork is best for multi-step tasks, real files, organizing your computer, compiling research, and drafting anything that touches your actual work environment. Now you tell me, this sounds incredible, but I still have to be sitting at my computer to use any of it. No, you don't. That's why Claude Dispatch is your remote assistant. Dispatch is one of the newer additions to the Claude ecosystem, and to me, this is where things get genuinely exciting. Here is the idea. You're away from your computer, you're at the coffee shop, or on the train, or between meetings at work. It doesn't matter where you are. You pick up your phone and you assign a task to Claude. Claude then goes and executes that task on your desktop at home, working on your actual files, sending back the finished result to your phone. One continuous thread, one memory. Start it on your phone on your way to work, you pick it back up on your laptop when you sit down at your desk. Nothing resets, nothing gets lost. Claude remembers everything because it's all the same conversation. Now think about what that actually means. Your AI assistant is no longer tied to the chair you're sitting in. It's with you and it's working for you everywhere. One honest note worth knowing, Dispatch is a newer feature and access currently depends on your plans. Check your account settings to confirm if you have it. But the direction this is heading is one of the most interesting developments in how we work with AI. And understand, it now puts you ahead of where most people will be sitting 6 months from now. The fourth on the list here is Claude Code. I know this is the one most people skip because of the word code. The moment most people hear that word, something shuts off in their brain. You are wrong. Claude Code is a tool that lives in Claude desktop app or in your terminal. You describe what you want to build in plain English and Claude Code writes it, tests it, finds the bugs, fixes them, and keeps going until something real is working. Now, I want to be straight with you because this channel is built on accuracy. You are not going to type one sentence and watch a perfectly finished application appear. There is iteration, there is going back and forth, there is redirection when it goes sideways. But the ceiling of what's now reachable without a traditional coding background is genuinely remarkable. You have an idea, you don't know how to code, but with structured prompts and research, can get something working with Claude Code. So those are your 4: chat for thinking, Cowork for executing, dispatch for working, code for building things. Now the last 2 are not separate products, they are upgrades. They are the things that take everything you just learned and make it permanently smarter and faster. Plugins, I call it the connector. Now think of plugins as Claude's ability to reach into the other tools and platforms you already use every single day. Install a plugin and Claude gains ability it simply didn't have before. Connect it to Slack and it responds to your messages. You can even connect it to your editing app like Canva, and it does graphic designs and even video edits for you. Plugins are best for extending Claude's reach into the rest of your digital life without having to build anything yourself. And finally, skills. This is the one most people never find, and once you use it, you'll look back and wonder how you were working without it all this while. Now here is the problem it solves. Every time you ask Claude to do something you've asked it to do before, write in your style, format research in a specific way, follow your specific process, you are starting from zero, re-explaining your tone, re-explaining your structure, that haven't changed since the last time you asked. It's like hiring the same assistant every single morning and spending the first 20 minutes reintroducing yourself and the guidelines. The skill ends that. For instance, data annotators can find this very useful. You just come into Claude, drop a skill that has the guidelines, and Claude understands. A skill is a simple instruction file, a set of step-by-step directions that teaches Claude exactly how to do one specific job your way every single time. And this is the part that most people don't realize. You don't even have to write your own skill from the scratch. Other people in the Claude community are building and sharing them. You can take someone else's skill, install it in minutes, and immediately you have access to a workflow they spent hours building. Skills are best for any task you repeat, any workflow you want done consistently, and any preference you are genuinely tired of explaining from scratch every single time you open Claude. I've linked the skill list for any of your use case in the description below. Go through and check which of them applies to your workflow. And today you got the blueprint for all 6. Don't try to implement all 6 at once. Pick one that matches the biggest friction in your work right now. I'm making a full dedicated video on every single one of these, starting with Cowork, because that's the one with the highest immediate impact and the one that is most misunderstood. If you want the video the day it drops, subscribe, it takes 2 seconds, and drop a comment below which of these 6 are you most curious about.